So the following is an example of my back and bicep routine. I start here with a lat pull down. Uh, I'm using a neutral grip because I just find it uh, easier to pull my elbows down into my side and activate my lats more. And then I like to use these Kinsu handles because I can put them as wide or as narrow as I want on the lat bar. In all these exercises, I'm doing reps between 8 to 18. So this next exercise is a one-armed uh, pull down high row on a Nautilus Nitro lat pull down. I like to do these one armed because it allows me to get a little bit more balance, so one arm doesn't overcompensate for the other. And this also lets me really tuck my elbow into my waist, so I get a really good contraction as well as a really good stretch at the top. So the first two exercises of my routine is focusing on the upper lats, being a lat pull down and a high row. Then I move on to focusing on the lower lats. The lower lats really provide a lot of width, or the visual impact of a lot of width. So here I'm using a mid-row machine, but I set the seat up so my hands are rather low, close to my waist. Again, to activate the lower lats to give that big V taper. So the last exercise for the lower back is the tried and true T-bar, chest supported T-bar row. I find this really allows for a good isolation of the lower lats and allows for a really good stretch. And then finally for back, I'm going to do a pullover. And this I'm going to do a pullover with a bench set at 45 degrees. Again, by setting it like this, it lets me get a lot of stretch at the top of the movement. Again, the great exercise for the upper lats. So moving on to biceps, I really like to do preacher curls. Again, these doing preacher curls allows me to focus a lot on the stretch portion, the lengthened portion of the movement. And again, I do have two of the machines I'm using are old school machines that just did a really good job of having tension at that portion of the movement. A lot of the modern machines, you don't feel a lot of tension down there. You feel the tension up at the contraction. This next exercise here this is an old Cybex, and I put the seat down low, and it's you have your arms, your elbows up at your shoulder level. Again, puts a lot of tension on the lengthened portion of the muscle. So the last exercise I do for bicep is a cable curl, uh, standing in front of the machine, so I get a really deep stretch. in the lengthened position again. All these exercises I do for bicep have something in common where I'm really isolating on the bicep, either sitting on a preacher curl or standing in a way, and where my back is not a fatigue factor in the exercise.